I just have too many shoes, but I also have some cherry lumber in the garage. So I have just the right solution. Do you want to find out more? Well, follow me and all of my shoes and lessons on Fangen.
Strong like a tree, there's roots where I stand.
This piece of lumber is about 3/4 inch thick, and I have a second piece that's about an inch thick. Let's start by measuring and cutting the lumber. The 3/4 inch thick piece I will use for the shelf build, and the 1 inch thick pieces will be used for the legs of the shoe shelf. I've been using cherry lumber for most of my project. I love the look of cherry lumber, but honestly it's also the cheapest hardwood I can get in my area. Even poplar isn't much cheaper, and I don't like to use that for my projects. But I only like to use poplar for projects that I will paint later, like cabinet frames or doors. But for wooden furniture builds that will get nothing but a clean finish, I like to go with at least cherry lumber. I see a lot of people use white oak. That's beautiful too, but slightly more expensive in my area again. Walnut is still my all-time favorite for furniture builds, but that's 4 times as expensive as cherry. So again, back to cherry it is. The prices of lumber differ vastly from area to area. For example, when I'm in Nevada, cherry lumber is probably the cheapest I can get. If I'm in the Florida area, I usually find maple to be cheaper than cherry. Do you have a secret spot that you get your lumber from that you like to share with everyone? Leave it in the comments below. The best places to source from is always one of the most asked questions, because this really determines the outcome of your project. You don't only want a good quality lumber, but you also want something for a fair price. So it's worth it to not only make the furniture for yourself, but also if you want to sell it for a profit. I read somewhere that cherry is the introvert that glows up over time. That is because cherry starts out pale pinkish, but then darkens over time into this reddish brown when exposed to sunlight. It's also a great lumber for beginners because it is said to move a little less than other hardwoods. Here you can see me lay out the shapes of the first shelf. I will build 2 of those, identical. All of this was built from the 3/4 inch lumber. Once I had all of the pieces cut, I glued them together with dowels. I've got this dowel jig that I've used in a previous video. Working with dowels for the first time is a little bit of a pain in the jeep, you know where. But once you get a hang of it, it's actually not that bad. I wanted to assemble the furniture without any screws, so I used the dowels throughout. It's just a shoe shelf, nobody will actually sit on it. So I don't even know if dowels are really necessary, but I use them anyways. I kinda feel like I could have gotten away with just using wood glue, but better safe than sorry. To find the correct dowel placement, I drilled a hole in one side and then inserted that metal piece that came with the dowel set. This piece will poke a hole in the middle of the other piece to mark where to drill the opposite hole, so the dowel will line up with the correct placement of the piece that's to assemble. It's really not rocket science, just a bunch of drilling holes. And let's not forget the fun in it. I put on some good music and made the best out of drilling all of those holes. Once I had all of those holes drilled, it was time for the glue up. For that, I'm using Titebond 3 and my clamps. I added glue not only to the surfaces that I wanted to glue, but also into the holes. And I might have added a little bit too much on this one. As you can see, I also finally got a new glue applicator. It was about time, wasn't it? I found this one on Amazon and I think it's really cool, not just the color, but also how it works. Instead of a brush, it's actually a roller. Once the glue dries, it's super easy to remove. As for the excess glue on the lumber, it's best to remove that with a moist rag immediately. To cut out the corner pieces that the leg pieces will fit in, I used my Japanese pull saw. Like always, I added all the links that I'm using in the description below, so you can check out the products closer if you like. For the legs, I initially was really tempted to just add some screws to the side, because nobody will really see them, will they? But then I remembered, I said I will use no screws for this project, so dowels it is. I clamped this piece up as well to make sure the glue sets right. I let the glue dry for about half a day, that's more than enough time. Again, no immediate weight will be on any of the parts and it has enough time to cure over the next few days. This one is a top piece because it doesn't have the corners removed. And then it was time for my favorite thing in the world, sanding. Let's put on some good music and have fun with it. Once everything was nice and smooth, it was time to assemble the rest of the shoe shelf. I was debating on how high exactly I wanted to attach the bottom shelf. I wanted to leave enough room to be able to put under some flip-flops in case I run out of space, but I also didn't want to take too much space from the middle shelf, so it would not fit boots anymore. I decided on approximately 3 inches height. Then I drilled the holes for the dowels. Again, I used the metal plugs to mark the location of the opposite dowel hole, drilled that hole, and then took the whole shelf to the floor to assemble it. Lots of wood glue and clamps will do the trick. Again, this roller applicator comes in super handy. I've been using mainly my fingers for the past 4 months, and my last silicone brush applicator lost all of his brush tips. Every time I removed the dried on glue, another one came out with it. And so I got much more hope in this one. Once the middle shelf was attached, all that was left to do was to add the top shelf to it. Make sure you remove any glue that might have gotten squeezed out. It's much easier to remove now than once it's dried. And of course I added a few more clamps to hold the top down as well. I let the glue dry overnight and then came back the next day to add the finish. As I was ready to apply the finish, I guess nothing was in focus in my camera anymore, but I still wanted to show you how it looked before I applied all of the finish. For the finish, I added a coat of boiled linseed oil. I use this product mainly for my wooden plaques, but it's also very good on furniture, so let's try it out for this one. I let the finish dry for the rest of the day, and then the next day we are fertig! Wow, what a project! Again, something that I really needed. Best part about it, now I can buy more shoes, right? A woman can never have enough shoes. I mean, that's how I really feel about my tools, but I mean, shoes are cool too, right? What do you think about the project? Please leave me a comment, like and subscribe to my channel. If you haven't done so, please click the bell button to get notified of my new videos. If you can, please join my Patreon, that helps me create more YouTube videos. Thank you so much for all of your support. Tschüss und auf Wiedersehen!